Princess Catherine just did something the palace almost never does. She sat down alone, looked at the carefully prepared statement her advisors had written, and pushed it aside. Then she spoke in her own words about Prince Louis and the private recovery the family had been protecting for months. For a long time, the palace stayed completely silent. Engagements were quietly rearranged. Schedules shifted. The youngest prince simply stopped appearing. William had argued for that silence from the beginning. He believed privacy would protect Louis from speculation and the permanent scrutiny that follows royal children. Catherine understood the instinct, but over time, she realized the silence was creating a different problem. Louis had begun to believe his condition was being hidden because the family felt ashamed. The illness started as what they thought was an ordinary seasonal infection. It was not. The tiredness would not lift. One morning during a private rehearsal at Windsor, Louis stopped, took his mother's hand, and whispered that he could not catch his breath. Catherine knelt beside him and felt how cold his fingers had become. William cleared the room of everyone except the medical team and made sure George and Charlotte did not see their brother struggling. William insisted every engagement involving Louis be suspended. Advisors warned that repeated absences would invite questions. William refused to let his son's recovery become a public story while the child was still frightened. The silence, however, began affecting the other children. George asked whether a younger brother could become seriously ill without anyone outside the family knowing. Charlotte left handwritten jokes beside Louis's bed because she understood laughter still reached him. Catherine eventually wrote her own statement by hand. She placed those pages in front of William next to the polished palace draft. He initially resisted, fearing their child's recovery would be analyzed by strangers. She told him Louis had started to believe the family was ashamed of him. She also told him Louis had made a request of his own. He wanted to thank the people who had made him feel safe, and he did not want the world to think he had disappeared because he was not brave enough. William's resistance finally broke. They agreed Catherine could speak, but only with carefully protected medical details. King Charles read the draft twice. When he reached the line about a child mistaking privacy for shame, he removed his glasses. He approved the message on one condition. Louis had to hear every word first. Louis listened, then corrected one phrase. He did not want her to say he was merely doing better. He wanted people to know he was getting strong again. The recording went out. The response was immediate. Families began leaving handwritten blue stars outside Windsor Castle bearing the same words Louis had chosen, getting strong again. One newspaper put Catherine's calm face on the front page under the headline, "A Mother's Voice." The real turning point came later, in private. William found Louis sitting alone and sat on the floor beside him. Louis admitted he had noticed his father stop talking about royal events whenever he entered the room. He had begun to believe he would never be strong enough to attend one again. Then he revealed something William had never known. During the worst week, he had heard his father crying outside his bedroom and pretended to be asleep because he did not know how to comfort him. William pulled his son close and told him that bravery does not mean never feeling afraid. It means speaking even when fear makes silence easier. Louis decided he wanted to return gradually at a small family community engagement, with George and Charlotte beside him. There was no grand ceremony and no publicity. Charlotte took one of his hands. George took the other. The three children crossed the threshold together. Catherine had spoken so that Louis would never again mistake a private struggle for shame. When he walked between his brother and sister without being carried or hurried, the fear no longer controlled them. The difficult chapter was complete.